But Russia's invasion of Ukraine has forced the European Union to confront something it has never faced: a war on its doorstep. Brussels now talks about weapons, deterrence, and defense cooperation. And with Trump 47's schizophrenic relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin, Europe faces a defining question: can it stand on its own? Piotr, is the European Union finally becoming a geopolitical actor or just coordinating national interests under a shared flag?
Well, I would argue that it's not one or the other, that it's always a process of building up a more coordinated approach. What the European nations have in common, they definitely realize that they are too small to play a role globally on their own. And this applies equally to Germany and Malta, the biggest and the smallest of the EU member states. And therefore, this is a tendency that will always push the European nations towards greater togetherness. But at the same time, we live in an era of growing nationalism and nationalists out there, and we see that it's not that easy to converge a nationalistic perspective of various nationalistic forces out there. I mean, we may celebrate elections in Netherlands or elsewhere, but then the same period of time, you will have a nationalist win in Czechia. You will have a number of governments right now that are nationalistic driven. But still, it does not mean that they are not investing into this kind of converging view, because they know that Hungary is small, that even Italy is small, and they are run by one of the most visible nationalistic forces out there to various degrees. I don't want to put nationalistic as purely negative. This is simply a political force that will put nation as the most important element that they will protect, that their job is to promote their nation against everything outside. They will differ, of course, but in principle, to answer your question, the first question is that they know collectively, the leaders of European nations and the heads of the European Union, they collectively know that the way forward is to make sure that this peace in Europe that has been always about maintaining peace between the nations within Europe, that peace needs to be protected against outside threats.